Like the birds chirp, 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 baby. Let them talk, let them talk, let them go, let them go.
All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 15th Club. Today I'm joined by the very talented, fresh off his hit Chirp. We got Heath240. What's going on?
Yo,
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm chilling, dude. I'm really just chilling. Just grinding, dude. Nothing in particular. Well, actually, a couple things going on, but like just cooling, bro. Just hanging in there. What about yourself?
Yeah, bro, same. Like just trying to get through the days, trying to stay productive, trying to keep my mind busy.
Yeah, especially this COVID thing has been kind of horrible, like it's like when it first happened, it was like bad, but now it's like a year in, dude, about a year and almost a couple months from now. So it's like really hard to kind of keep that motivation going.
Yeah, bro. I've like lost track of time. I can't believe like a whole year is gonna go by of just like being in my room.
Exactly. I'm like, geez, I just wasted my whole 23. My Jordan year is fucked, bro.
That's how I feel, bro. I'm 20 and I'm just like, wow, I can't believe like I spent like 20 just doing nothing. So hopefully 21.
But hey, at least yeah, exactly. You're closer to 21, bro. And, and that's when shit gets real fucking fucked up, dude.
Yeah, bro. So you say it's been weird being inside and stuff. What's that been like? I know you've been making music for a little bit now.
Yeah.
How did this year kind of impact all that?
Well, for the music, I'm not gonna lie. So I graduated, and I meant to to you more texting.
Yeah.
Like I graduated like right before. So technically, I was supposed to be looking for a job, right? Right when I graduated, but I said, oh shit, I just went through so I went to Northeastern, and that's like 5 years of school instead of 4, because you take like a gap year to do like a job, like work a real job for a whole year. And so I was like, damn, I've been in school for 5 years and like, I'm gassed. I can't do it anymore. So I said, I'm gonna take a couple months off. Then like, I'll look for a job after a couple months. And it's funny. So I took like 2 months off and COVID happened, and any job prospect I had just fell through the floor. But like kind of going back, how that helped me like musically, I actually had like time to really kind of focus on it more so than like finding a job and kind of going through that. Like I obviously work like a part-time job right now, like for a marketing agency. And yeah, so I'm just going through that, and I actually just got a writing position at Daily Chiefers too. So like,
nice.
I'm just getting kind of acclimated with that too. So it's been good. Like I've been able to focus on this shit and really just like connect with people, through the internet. At least like I feel like this year I met more people than I've met through this whole for this past couple of years doing music, just because everybody's on the internet now.
Yeah, it's kind of like I was thinking about the other day. It's like pretty like serendipitous. Like there were a lot of things that I wanted to do when all this started happening that then like completely got shut down. But I feel like I wouldn't have met like a lot of the people I've met online if this whole situation wouldn't have happened in the first place. So
yeah, that's been like really a blessing. Weird. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
because I'm not weird in person or nothing like that. Like I would say I'm pretty outgoing and stuff, but like it's always hard to kind of make those segues in person. You know what I mean? Be like, yo, like, like, oh, you make dope music. I make dope music. Let's make dope music together. And on the internet, it's just like, everybody's like, oh yeah, bro, let's just do it. Like I feel like people are a little bit more happy to do it. Well, but I was in Boston too. So like Boston's very, can be very, like people can be very harsh. You know what I mean? Like, like they're gritty. So like, they don't really fuck with a lot of new people.
Right. I feel like that's a stereotype I hear and like see often. Is that like pretty true? About living in Boston? Like,
yeah, in Boston for the most part, dude, it's like these people are like rough and gritty. Like it's very clicky too, because there's not too much of a music industry or scene there. Like there's like definitely a bubbling like underground hip hop scene I was somewhat a part of and stuff like that. But like besides that, and it's like, just a bunch of people like our age just putting on shows type shit, and like a couple people that are older too. But not really much going on. There's like no record labels there. There's no like way to go up. So it just becomes very clicky. It's like, oh, I'm with these guys and like you're not with us, so you can't, like, we don't really want to fuck with you type shit. Yeah, but like I'm gonna see, because I just moved out to Miami like a week ago, 2 weeks ago maybe now. And like I'm already like getting a good vibe, and like I'm already like meeting a lot of people through the internet that were like, oh, let's link up and like cook up some shit, So
that's fine. Yeah, I saw your house tour on TikTok, bro. It looks like you got a pretty sick crib.
Hell yeah, dude. The pool back there, bro. I'm cooling, bro.
That's
Like
crazy,
I like
bro. The pool's so cool.
oh hell yeah. And I got mad, like I have a bunch of shit. Like I'm working on a video right now for my next single. And like I
Mhm.
have a bunch of stuff like planned for it to really get this, like really have like you really utilize what I have back there, you know what I mean? So it should
Nice.
be interesting when
Fire. Um, so I know you touched on a little bit just right now, and you speak about it a little bit in like your music and other interviews I've read with you, talking about like like I think like it's kind of like a big part of like a personality you put in your music is like coming up in like a small town, right? Like I know you got the project, it's Hometown Hero, right?
yep.
Yeah. And I can imagine, and actually not really imagine, I kind of know, like I live in a small town too, like not a huge music scene. It's probably pretty like discouraging to like want to make music and really passionate about it when like there's like not a lot of people that are that into it around. So like what was that like, starting off like wanting to get into music but like not really having like a something to look at and something to
Yeah.
work towards.
Well, it's like in Boston, it's very interesting because it's historically like a rock scene, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like a lot of like the early like I feel like that's one of the places the Rolling Stones played first, like it's like a historical rock scene, but like when you go like in like so the venues historically don't let a lot of black like rappers or acts book their venues. So that's what kind of kills the hip hop scene specifically. But it's hard because there's not a lot of people who are into it, and the people who are into it, as I mentioned, are really clicky. But like when I got into it, I actually like I was lucky enough to find a mentor, and her name's Dutch Rebel. She's more of like she's like a more like spit bars hip hop artist, but like she kind of brought me around a lot of people to kind of introduce me to them.
Mm.
And like so I kind of had like kind of an in rather than like because I know a lot of kids out there just like there's no in for them, and like they're just like, all right, I'm just gonna keep performing these open mic events and grind it out. So I had kind of a little in, but like I still had to like do the open mic shit, you know what I mean? But like
Right.
I kind of, it wasn't too weird, but like looking at it from like other people, because since it's like as you mentioned, there's not many people that kind of pursue music out there. It's like a lot of like judgment, It's like they people judge you because they're like, oh, that's not realistic. Da, da, da. Because I feel like if you're out in like LA or like even down here, you see people like who really take off and like do like get big for music, and it might not be as weird of a idea to do, but like that's one
Right.
thing.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting you brought that up because that's the same way I feel about my city. Is like, there's a lot of people that are just like, into partying and like going to school and stuff like that. And they don't really care about like the kids that are like creative and like want to make music. Not saying that all of them are like that. Like there's a great like culture here for creativity, but it's not as big as it can be. Like I think like the city I'm from like can do like really cool things and like there's a lot of cool people here. But I just think like more people like need to pay attention to it and like catch on to it,
Exactly. I couldn't have said any better than that.
So I saw that you was talking about how you took some time off this year to like discover more about yourself, and you said like you only dropped like 3 songs, right?
Yep. Yeah.
What's some of the stuff that you learned and came up with during that time?
Yeah, like so I knew like this year, at the beginning of this year, so basically I had a project and I shot a movie for it, like a short film. And the movie, short film, and the songs were all fire. And I was like, damn, this kind of real. I really want to reinvent myself for like these next upcoming year and stuff like that. So I sat back and I kind of just learned how to learned what I actually want to make. You know what I mean? A lot of my early stuff was very hip hop, like not hip hop, but like very hip hop influenced. Where like I kind of saw my stuff. I'm like, okay, I love hip hop and stuff, but like I also do love like I'm a big I listen to mostly indie pop and like bedroom pop, right? So I was like, how can I kind of bring those? Because I feel like I did a little bit with my earlier stuff, but I was like, how can I really bring those elements in it to make it more of an amalgamation of music rather than just like this is just a hip hop song? And like I was like, oh, let me just kind of, I hate when people say it, but genre blend. I hate when people say that so much. But like,
dude, that's like everyone's like Spotify bio, like genre blending artist.
I hate when people say it, dude. And I'm like, most music is genre blending. You know what I mean? Like I did like, but anyways, but like I hate when people say it. But I was like, how can I do that a little bit better and kind of make myself a more unique sound than rather just like because I feel like my voice has always been kind of weird, so it's kind of always made me kind of stand out. But I was like, how can I use my voice in a way that makes it like, also it's weird, but it's also like the music behind it is like very interesting on its own. Yeah, I learned about myself too.
Yeah, that's fire. I was like going back and listening to like all your music throughout the years, and I really like how like I like you said, like you were like more hip hoppy, and then but you really like bedroom pop and indie pop. Like I feel like Chirp is like the biggest like fusion of like your whole discography up until like that song, and it's like come together, super fire.
I appreciate that, man. I really do.
Yeah. So you said you're working on some music. I think I saw a tweet. You and Haji got a song coming, bro. That's gonna sound crazy, bro. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, dude. Like that's a really like. I'm not gonna lie. Like I reached out because we and him been like we chat sometimes here and there. But I was like, yo, I have this song, dude, and I think he'd be perfect on it. And like I was like I sent it to him, and like he sent it. Like he's like, yo, I'm hop on this. And like the way it worked out, I'm like, I heard the like I still have to get like the final mix of his verse, but it's gonna be a freaking banger. I can't wait to drop that too. I'm gonna have to go to New York and shoot a video.
Yeah, he's in New York, right? That's what you said. That's
yeah, he's in New York.
So cool. Yeah, I'm excited for that, bro. You guys like both like got really interesting voices and like ways of making music. So like I know that's gonna be a hit for sure.
Yeah, no, it really he really matched the energy and stuff like that. Like I don't know, like his verse was like I'm not gonna lie because I had like one of my friends from Boston on it, and like he's still on it too, but like I made it short a little bit more, a little shorter to fit Haji in there, and I was like, and like Haji just really took the I thought the song was dope, but Haji just made it like, wow, this is one of my better tracks I have in the vault. I gotta be careful with that one.
That's hard, bro. I'm really excited for it. So like pretty much everywhere where I read about Chirp, they're talking about, and like it's pretty obvious in the song, like just talking about like the haters, right?
Yeah.
And coming up in a small city where it's not a big music crowd, have you seen like kind of the opposite of that, where like maybe people like didn't really care for your music, but now that they see like, oh, you got a big song with 100,000 plays, like all these like you got 50,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. Are they kind of like, oh yeah, I've been rocking with your music, bro? Like I knew it from the beginning. Like, have you noticed any of that?
Yeah, a little bit. Like I've seen a lot of people who like, cause the funny thing is, so when I first started rapping, I was like absolutely out of all my friends and out of all the people I knew in the Boston scene, I was the absolute worst. Like I was like straight ass. Like I couldn't even rap on beat. Like I was like fighting the song so bad. And like usually like a lot of people can like, okay, I rap on beat, but it's like maybe not the best flow. I was just horrible. But I think that's what drove me to work extra like aggressively, and like I'll just sit down. Like I used to, when I was really trying to learn how to write and like really get good at it, I used to sit down every night, like at least 6 songs, just banging out songs every day until like I got to a point where I was like, okay, I feel kind of comfortable doing this. But so I see a lot of people have been like, who used to like ignore my like I send out like, yo, we should like link up and try to do something together. A lot more people are getting back to me now. I'm not gonna lie. It's not a horrible thing, but it's like I guess I had to do like a proof of concept, like, oh, it can work, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people probably didn't work.
Right. So has music always been a big part of your life? Or was it something that you kind of just came around to doing? Well, what was that kind of whole process like?
Yeah, like so it was like I always loved listening to music, but like I never like was super like involved in music until like more into like, so I say like I started, so like I was really into film, and I went to film school for a little bit, and I was like at film school, and I was kind of like, yeah, I like this shit. Like I don't really like I like film as in, like I like shooting film, and I like like watching films and kind of analyzing on my own, but going to school and going for class for film necessarily wasn't for me. So I ended up like at that time I started kind of falling in love with recording music at the same time. So I was like, oh, maybe I want to do this a little bit more so. But but I'm not gonna lie, like after, like I don't know, you can hear and especially my old shit, you can hear the Chance the Rapper influence like crazy. You know what I mean? I wear that shit on my sleeve back in the day. Less so now, hopefully. But I like acid rap was like a big turning point of me loving like music, and I was like, oh, like music like this, because I always liked music, but like acid rap kind of was like, oh my god, and this happened. That came out my sophomore year of high school, so I was like, oh, this is like so great, and that kind of made me want to pursue it a little bit more. Then it just kind of grew into like, okay, let me do this shit.
That's fire. I was kind of having a conversation like that with my friend last night. We were talking about Faces by Mac Miller, and I was talking about how like that mixtape was like the first time when I've been like taken aback by music, when I was like, whoa, like this shit's deep and dark and can go like so many different places. So like that's like what really like opened my mind to like exploring like all kinds of music at a young age.
It's funny you mentioned that, because I was legit just listening to that yesterday, dude. I was like
That's
bumping
crazy.
Polo Jeans, bro, and Wedding. I was like, oh man, I haven't listened to it in a minute, because like acid rap, and that was around the same time, and I was like, oh man, Earl Sweatshirt going like I'm not gonna lie, I've always been like a big Odd Future fan, you know what I mean? But less so for the music, you know what I mean? More so for like the rebellious nature of it. I was like in 8th grade when they first came, like when Yonkers dropped, so I was like really into like the rebellious, like, oh fuck everybody type shit, bro. And like me and my friends were like that. So I never really was into music, but like when I heard Earl's rap on like Polo Jeans and what's the other one, New Faces, I was like, dang, he's a force. And I kind of went back and like re-listened to all his old shit at the time.
Yeah, Earl's
But
cool,
like, yeah,
bro.
it's a great
One of
album.
my favorites growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So, more about you as a person, less about the music. I think I saw on your Spotify bio, like there was a time where like you saw like friends or people around you like fall victim to like street life, or like go into school and like get away from music. Like what was that like?
So yeah, so like so it's funny. So I grew up in Boston, and I went to school out there up until my sophomore year of high school, and like being in Boston, and like it's not like the biggest city, but like you're definitely in like a city, you know what I mean? So like there's definitely a lot of shit going on, and for a minute I was getting lost in the sauce, and a lot of people I know were just like doing like fuck shit. Like I know some guys like were out there just like robbing people. Like I almost been robbed plenty of times, and like I knew like a couple guys who got shot and killed at the time, and like all this shit was just going on in my life, and I was like, fuck, I need to go out into the suburbs. Like I even told my parents, like, yeah, I'm ready to go. I gotta go to the suburbs. I gotta get out of Boston, bro. So I transferred schools to like a suburb outside of Boston, a little bit south. And like I finished up my high school there. And it's funny, like that I was seeing then, I was like, damn, people going to jail, like, and all this other shit. I was like, that's fucked up. But it's funny, when I went to the school in the suburbs, all my friends ended up kind of doing the same thing, even though the environment is totally drastically different than being like in the city of like in the actual city of Boston. But now you're in the suburbs, and like a lot of my friends, like I knew a couple guys who ended up going to jail for a minute. Like I know he's out now, but he went to jail, and like some of my homies went to college too. So it was like kind of seeing the duality of it. But I was just like, kind of felt like stuck at the time, because I was like, because I almost didn't go to college myself, and I was like, damn, I don't really fuck with anything. Like, what am I gonna do? X, Y, and Z. So it's kind of in that weird place, and that's when I was like, if I go to college, I'm just gonna go for film at least. Like, you know what I mean? Do something I love. And like at the time, I was kind of, it's like, I don't know, it's a weird position to be in, like, you know, because I'm not no hood dude, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just a black guy who gets put in bad situations sometimes, you know. There's been plenty of situations where like I've just been with the wrong person and some shit went down. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that sounds like pretty intense. So how would you describe like your life growing up in Boston? Because like East Coast stuff, like I know a little bit about like, you know, the lifestyle and the culture there, but being like in the West Coast and not really traveling to that side of the country that much, like it's a completely different world. Like living over here, like in Northern California is where I'm from.
Okay.
So yeah, like what's that kind of like growing up? How did it shape you today?
Yeah, so Boston is like since you're from Northern California, Boston has a very similar culture to like San Francisco, where it's like a lot of like it's very expensive to live one, and there's a lot of like young professionals who go there, you know what I mean, to pursue like some type of job, and like there's like a very kind of yuppie culture to it. You go to certain places, but I know like even in San Francisco, go to like even certain places, like it gets a little bit more gritty. So like I like lived in like, so I lived in Jamaica Plain, which is kind of more like a middle class like part of Boston, where it's like it borders like there's definitely like some crazy parts to it, and but like it's more like no class. Like I had like a cool upbringing, you know what I mean? But I've just been around like a lot of people I was friends with lived in did like because I hung out with a lot mostly black kids, you know, because it's kind of weird like in Boston, like sometimes it can be weird, like especially when you go to school in Boston, because South Boston, the North, what do you call the North End, to kind of like have historic racist, racist, like back in the day, back in the 80s, black people kind of go up there, they kick your ass type shit, and some of that kind of lingers down for the people who actually are from there, you know, like a lot of people moved in, so it's not like that anymore, but like. So like when you go to school, kids from like all around, because the school I went to was like kind of like magnet to every part of Boston. You could attend it if you just got a good enough grade test to get in. So it was like, oh, okay. So like I hung out with a lot of black kids, and most of the black people live in either Dorchester or Roxbury, and Mattapan, and some in Hyde Park too. But like though, and like those places can like people get like I was living before I left Boston. I was living in Roxbury, and like I heard gunshots like very frequently, and like I seen people get dropped like down the street from my house and stuff like that. So it was like I had a very interesting, because I got to see the suburbs, which I really enjoyed, and which is like where I'm kind of like not necessarily right now. I'm in North Miami right now, but like so like I got to see both aspects of shit, so it's kind of like cool in that way. But it's like cold as fuck, so during the winter time people don't go out type shit, you know.
Damn. It sounds like, bro, like a lot of like just like dark sites and dark, like, you know, like living environments. And I'm surprised in a way that in a little bit is like it's not as translated in your music. Overall, I feel like from your music, listening to it, I feel very like positive vibe, and like I'm very happy when I'm listening to your music. It's fun.
No, like and like so that's like something I always like think, like, because like I like to keep the delivery and all that stuff very happy, and like juxtapose it, like, well, not like necessarily like the darkest lyricism I could go, but like grounded in more like realistic kind of like expectations of like how life is, you know what I mean? And stuff like, cause I know like Chance, sometimes he goes off to like these tangents where it's like, this is like bad joy, sometimes unrealistic, that people can't really relate to.
You talk a lot about like small town like mentality, stuff like that. Now you're in what I assume is like, you know, you're in a big state, you know, a lot of stuff going on, like you talked about a little bit. You're already like meeting people, like linking people, making stuff. Walk me through like kind of like the emotions of like, you know, getting the milestone to like 100,000 plays on a song, you know, getting your song posted by like all these different blogs. Like I feel like that's got to be like pretty rewarding, you know, coming from a small town where music isn't popping, and I feel like that's, you know, it's pretty rare.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like it's pretty, like it's like gee, like it's very, as you said, it's rewarding. It's like, damn, I put all this time and effort in, and like sometimes, because sometimes I sit in my room like, damn, am I just not good? Like, is my music just not good enough to like get recognition, or like to actually work, and like I can kind of hopefully support myself off of it someday. And I'm like kind of seeing this was like oh shit, like people do fuck with it, you know what I mean? Like I've gotten a lot of like from that one song, like I've gotten like a bunch of connections to like A&Rs and like stuff like that, and like I've had like conversations that I wasn't close to having prior to that release, you know. And like I had a couple songs hit 100K. Like my first one was Attention, but like they didn't have the impact that I feel like Chirp has had, like with like the, I don't know, I feel like Chirp really, like I never had a song get, because I think Chirp is going to be my first song to hit 200,000, and I think it's going to hit it maybe by, if it keeps going at this rate, by next month. And it's only been out since December. So like this is the fastest any of my songs has ever grown. Like the other songs took a year to get to 100,000. The other one took maybe half a year or so, a little bit less. I mean, a little bit more than half a year. So it's like, it's cool. It's cool because it shows progress, and like it gives me kind of motivation to be like, all right, I gotta keep this shit. I did something really good, and the next thing has to be that much better.
I like that. That's hard. Yeah. I'm excited, bro. Like I can really tell like about like the passion you have, and the desire to like want to, you know, make good music. It's really inspiring, and it's nice to see in a way, you know, from artists. And I really like I really like you know, how personal you are, is what it seems like, with like the connections online. Like I love your TikTok, bro. Those are so funny. Like
Oh,
I don't see a
yo,
lot
I
of
just
other
got
artists
into
making
it, dude.
funny TikToks, bro. Those are hilarious.
Yeah, just kind of like I was talking to one of my when the guy who hosts me out, he kind of mentors me a little bit,
Uh-huh.
Dylan, and like he was like, bro, get on TikTok, just try it out, bro. Why not? I was like, shit, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm already a goofy dude, you know what I mean? So I said,
Yeah,
I'll just go on and just post I post a bunch of shit posts, bro. Just like that's my whole mentality. It's like I'm just gonna do some shit posts on here, dude.
it's funny, bro. I feel
So,
like it gives like listeners like they get to like know you better, which is I think is really cool.
I appreciate that, man.
Hell important. Yeah. Um, what was I gonna say? So, besides music, work and all that stuff, like what do you do to like, chill out when you're done and you want to break and you want to rest? Like, what are you about?
I've since I've been down here, I've been like trying to teach my ass to play guitar and ride my bike. Like honestly, those are like the two things I really like decompress, especially riding my bike. Because in Boston right now it's 20 degrees, so nobody's ass. Right now it's 80 degrees, and
Yeah,
then
that's
it's
perfect
funny.
bike ride weather.
Yeah, it's good. And like I
Uh,
live like not too far. Like I live in like the city of Miami, so like I can
mhm.
ride my bike if I really want to go to the beach. I can ride my bike maybe there in like 20 some odd minutes. I ride up Biscayne Boulevard and like just people watch sometimes, you know what I mean? Not in a weird way, but like just ride my bike looking around to see what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
And like, cause I live like technically where I live, like I live is right on the border of like this place called Bueno Vista, where it's like really cool. They have like a bunch of the high end stores, but then I live right on the middle between them in like Little Haiti, where it's like this complete hood, bro.
Damn.
It's like so it's like it kind of like and I feel like coming down here has kind of resembled my upbringing in my life, kind of like I kind of thought this symbolically one night. I was like when I was making music, I'm like, damn, I'm kind of in like the thing like I always tell myself this business, Jamaica plays the same way for the hoods right and like you can go like to like right there, which is like super where Tom Brady lives, right? So it'd be like this duality, but like I'm not gonna lie, like there's some cool shit down here that I haven't explored yet, and then but what
Mm.
I have explored, fire. But riding my bike is mostly it.
Nice, bro. I love riding my bike too. Like I go on bike rides like all the time, like by myself or sometimes like group of friends, and we'll just ride for like miles and hours. It's so much
Oh
fun.
yeah,
And like I forget it's like a form of exercise. Like it's
yeah,
like
that's
so
the
much
thing.
fun. Like I forget that I'm like tiring myself out in a way. But yeah.
Exactly, right. Fucking listened to like I was riding my bike a couple of days ago, and I was like just had my phone on shuffle. The Frank Ocean bike came on, and I'm like, that song's never hit as hard. I always love that song, but it never hit as hard when I was riding the bike. I'm like, all right, I get you, Mr. Ocean now.
So true, bro. I just commented like before this on one of your TikToks, like you did a cover of the Gus Dapperton song, and you're like, oh, what should I cover next? I was like, I need to hear Heath covering a Frank Ocean song. I was like, I need to hear that. I know
Shit,
that's
I'll
on
try
fire.
something. I'll try something, dude. I can't. My ass can't sing well, so I got to throw some auto tune. I
What do
got to
you
throw the autism
mean, bro?
on.
Shit's fire. So tell me a little bit more about the collaboration with Daniel Price. I like
Yeah.
obviously started listening to him through Chirp, and he's got a crazy voice. But I don't know anything about him. Like what so like what was working with him like, and what's that all
Oh,
about?
me and him been friends for like years now. Like funny
Mm,
enough, like me and him, like so one of our good friends, Alexa, um, put us in contact because I went to college with Alexa, and Alexa like introduced me to a bunch of my friends now. And me and Harris been making music together for a while. Like one of my first song I ever dropped on SoundCloud, it's gone now. Like I
mm,
haven't pirated, but it's me and Harris, and like we're trying to like we were going for a random riddle vibe, and that just shows you how like this was like maybe 4 years ago now. So
mm,
like we've been making music like religiously and like stuff, and like with that how that song came about, like how he hopped on it, it was just like I had that song written and I had it like recorded myself, and like my mixing is horrible. So anytime I like record and mix it myself, it sounds so bad. And like if I showed you it, you'd be like, "That's not even the same fucking song. It's so different." But like in my head, I'm like, this one's good. This one's really good. Like if I can say it's really good and it's mixed horribly, I'm like, okay, this might end up good. I recorded it and I ended up like really laying it down when I went to the when I sent my stems over to the studio. I went to the studio for that one. But when went to the studio, then I just sent it to like Harris to be like, yeah. I sent a couple tracks to Harris, and I was like, yo, I'm like, yo, do you fuck with any of these? And like just to get his opinion, bro. And he was like, bro, let me hop on Chirp. Let me hop on Chirp. And I was like, I'm like, shit, I don't give a fuck, bro. Hop on that shit. Like, cause he's always been super dope. Cause I know he used, I don't know if he still does, but he make all his beats, bro. Like recorded himself in his room. And I think all that stuff his new project is all produced by him. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is all produced by him and all mixed by himself as well. Like he's one of those super talented guys. So it was like an honor to be like, he's like, yo, I fuck this much to hop on. I was like, shit. I know you must really fuck with it for that case. But I'm grateful that dude, because it just made it so much better.
Mm-hmm. For sure, bro. So we've talked about college for a little bit. You told me you DM'd me just this recently. You went to, where was it again?
Northeastern University.
Northeastern University. Okay.
Have you ever heard of it? Probably not.
I don't know. No, probably not.
I don't expect. Like it's a pretty big school like in the area. You know what I mean? Like I know one girl. She was from Marin County. Who ended up going there. Yeah, but like I don't know. It's like a low key school.
Yeah, that's fire. Do a lot of people from there know you make music, and did they rock with it, or like are you? I think I asked in my last interview with Downtown Kyoto, but I want to know, like, are you the type of person to like, you know, like talk to people like, oh, I make music, check it out, yada yada yada, or is it kind of just like, you know, you let them find out?
I am the absolute like a lot of people don't even freaking know I make music. You know what I mean? Like I keep it very like I like because I know a couple of guys. Well, I know one guy who will just go up to random people on the street like, yo, make music. Da, da, da. I'm like, and like that approach works for some people, but for me, I'm just mad low key, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people didn't know. And like, but they like if they follow me on Instagram, they'll find out. You know what I mean? And like, and I'm like, okay, cool. But like, I never am the one to say it. But like, a lot of people did end up finding out I made music, especially toward like the latter part of my there, and like people really fucking with it at the time and stuff like that. And I still like talk to some people from Northeastern, but like it wasn't like one of those like things where like every campus knew me as that guy. It was more so like if you knew, you knew. Like I kept my shit low key because I feel like even like the whole worst thing is like usually like I don't know. I always thought like I would get like a buzz in Boston before I got a buzz anywhere else, and like my buzz is everywhere else besides Boston. And I look at my Spotify analytics and my Apple Music analytics, it's like elsewhere. It's like Phoenix, Arizona. It's like, oh, where I get the most streams or some shit like that. It's like, oh, and like the least amount of streams, like it's like Boston. Like I get a few there, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah, but Arizona's tapped in on music. They got a pretty good scene that's growing there.
Hell yeah, I see. Overcast is from there. I think I'm pretty sure they are.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know they're curating. They curate the fuck out who they work with, and I know I forget the one guy they worked with who's from Arizona. I think one of them manages them. One of the guys who runs it manages them. But I'm like, they got some good music coming out there for facts. Dude, like I'm not gonna lie, I'm super long-winded, bro. Like I'll go around the whole world to say one thing, dude. I see myself do it all the time. I've done it so many times right here. It's like to say one thing, I go all the way around the whole thing like 5 times. Then I finally make it back to where my phone was.
Yeah, it's all good. I like it, but I like having conversations, and that's kind of like the direction like I want to go in with this stuff is because like I know like after a while like artists get bored of like doing interviews because a lot of the people ask a lot of the same questions. So like my whole goal with this is to like ask questions and get conversation that people can't look up online and find it anywhere else, you know.
No, I fuck with that heavy, bro. Conversations are the best things, like, you know, to really learn about people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude, I didn't notice like you posted like those pictures, and I think like the first one, it was that picture where you put your face and the Chirp art on Anthony Fantano.
Oh yeah.
I didn't notice that till a couple of days ago, bro. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Wow, I'm a fucking Anthony Fantano stan, bro. I watch all his videos, bro. I'm just the biggest nerd about that type of shit. So I was like, oh, and like I recently got I'm okay at Photoshop. So I was like, fuck, I'm gonna do it. I have the abilities to get this done at least.
That's hard, bro. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Like a lot of people like hate him for like, you know, ripping on like their favorite artists, but like you gotta respect the guy's been putting in work and like for like over a decade and like knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. he's like, I like it's like, and, like if yeah, like if you're gonna get upset how he rates your album you love, bro, it's like come on, like it's all opinion based at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because I know he didn't like when Acid Rap came out and he did the review for Acid Rap, he didn't love it as much as I did, bro. I'll give that thing a 12 out of 10. You know what I mean? And he was just
Yeah,
like,
right.
this
Yeah,
is like a
same.
4 or 5. I'm like, okay, whatever, bro. Like it doesn't kill me, bro. I'm not Chance the Rapper, bro. It doesn't matter. If he gave me a 4, we got an issue, man. I'm about to pull up on it. I'm about to pull up on it. Dude. But I know I'll make it when I get an Anthony Fantano video. That's how I know. That's how I'm basing myself off of.
Damn, that's hard. It'll happen for sure.
Hopefully.
What are some of your biggest takeaways from this past year? It's like kind of a crazy year. I feel like there was so much time to like reflect on like introspective type stuff, musically and non-musically, like just overall like life. Like kind of like what are some of like your biggest takeaways that you want to work towards next year's and the years to come?
My biggest takeaway this year was like, do what the fuck you want to do it when you want, because this whole pandemic thing, like I always thought like I'd be able to like travel outside the country, right? So I kept on pushing it off. And the fact that now I can like, because I never left the country before. Like I've been to Canada, but like I don't feel like that really counts too much. But especially from Boston, it's only like a 6-hour drive. But so it's like now it's kind of like, oh shit, like now I don't even have the luxury to if I really wanted to go travel somewhere and like stuff like that. So it's like, geez, like this pandemic's really showing me is like you can't take anything for granted. Even the shit that feels like it'll be around forever might not be around forever. So take advantage of anything that you want to do or you feel like you really want to like pursue or something like that. And like that's why I was like, shit, I don't know like how long this shit's going. Like hopefully like I don't know how long. I don't know. Like this shit just every day gets it gets like oh we're closer, but then it's like oh there's a new variant, so it gets like further away. It feels like it's running like I don't know. I feel like you're a dog chasing its tail. It's like we get a little bit closer, but it always just stay, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just basically I mentioned, bro, do when you can instead than just waiting on it. And that like applies to so much about life and like working and like doing everything.
Damn, I feel that, bro. It's so easy to get caught up in like just like being discouraged, like especially during this time. But like you just gotta push through it. Is like definitely, I agree. Like something I've learned during these past, what is it now? It's almost a year, so it's probably what like 10 months.
Yeah,
we've been in this.
Yeah,
Right.
I have a question for you, bro. Like
What's
got this out the cut, bro. How did you like end up start like doing this and like what kind of influenced you to kind of do this? I'll flip it around. I'm the interviewer now.
It's great, bro. I appreciate the question. Thank you for being interested in that. It kind of just started initially. I've like always loved music, and initially I just started to realize like there's a lot of people in my town, in my city, that are making cool music that I really enjoyed, but I'm like, wait, like these guys like are making really good music, and I want more people to hear it, and I want more people to know about like what's going on here. So originally just started with like me posting people's music from my town, and I like make playlists of like my favorite songs like that came out from like my town. And then I was like, okay, like I want to take it a step further. And then I just started like writing articles. That's where like the page came from, and the 15 Club. And I just like write articles about like music and like thoughts and stuff like that. And like I always just wanted to keep taking it a step further, with like the main goal in mind to be like an outlet and a place to like push and break like new artists that really deserve it. Like that's like my biggest thing. Like, I find way more interest in artists like you who are are like just starting out, and they're like way more interest in that than like the top 50 Spotify artists. So I've just like always wanted to create a place where I can like post about a new artist and get them an extra listener or two or whatever, and maybe in the future even have more influence over that. And that's just like kind of what I want to do with it and where I want to take it. So any like avenue I can, like I got the show, I got now doing interviews. Like I just want to like be able to put on people to like, it kind of goes like both ways. Like I want to help people get new fans, and I want to help people discover their new favorite artists,
Yep.
So like, I don't really, not really about me that much. Like I just want to put other people on, because
No, I feel, and like
it's
I
really-
like as a small artist, dude, like, and I appreciate like that you even like have like the intuition to kind of do something like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because it's like, because as you mentioned, dude, like bring any one or two listeners, or how many you like, just giving, because I'm not gonna lie, like whenever you like, I know whenever you write about somebody, bro, it makes their day. Like any, like it's just, you know, it just feels good to get some type of validation that somebody's out there like, oh, this is dope, bro. Like, and it's just like cool for like an artist to do. And like I appreciate like that you like set up a platform to kind of do that, bro, and like take interest in these guys who might not be might not be Travis Scott right now, but like down the road, hopefully they could turn into something. But like it's cool. Like I appreciate this. Like I was like I've been since we kind of linked on the internet, bro. Like I've been paying attention to your shit, bro. And I was like, I always thought it was really dope, bro. Like I just wanted to say that in person, and like, oh, like at least not in person, but at least do here, bro. That like keep it up, bro. Like I really appreciate it, bro.
Thank you,
And I
man.
know a lot of other people appreciate it as well.
Thank you. Damn, that really means a lot. Like I really like. Thank you. Like it. Uh, that's like really inspiring. Like it's gonna help me like keep going and have like that extra motivation to keep doing it. So I appreciate it. Thank you, and I appreciate you coming on and talking to me, man. I'm really excited. Like I honestly like wanted to do this like before I started like did the first interview. Like I wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, no. Like I was just, because I was just like, I was like, fuck, I didn't like because I don't know how, like, did I just ask if you interview people or like
You,
I don't remember what I said.
I think you asked about when we were doing the next radio show, and then I
Oh
kind of like
yeah,
told
yeah.
you like the whole plan like with that moving forward this year and how I want to do like that every other week, and then also have like 2 interviews a month and stuff like that. So
No, but like that's because yeah, I remember now, because I was waiting for the because I know you mentioned that it was, you were gonna have a new episode and stuff like that. This
Mhm.
upcoming. So but yeah, no, like that, like I don't know, like it's like you're doing, like it's dope. Like I'm not gonna lie, it's very dope. I don't see too many like small publications like yourself who are like really putting in the groundwork like this, you know. Because because I'm like, you're like ultra tapped in too, you know what I mean? Like a lot of them, like a lot of like, especially a lot, like I know a lot of these smaller, if they are smaller blogs, they're just not as tapped in as you are. Like I feel like like all the hot shit before I even know it. You know what I mean? I like consider myself somebody who's super tapped in. You know what I mean?
Damn, appreciate it, bro. Yeah, I mean that's the goal. That's just what I want to do. Like I love it so much. So I just want to be around it and involved in it for the rest of my life. So, and it's just
yeah.
like it gets me up in the morning. Like I love finding a new song and a new artist and like someone cool. It's like it's really awesome. I enjoy it a lot.
Yep. It hits different when you do that, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That's one of my favorite. That's like one of like that's ultimately like one of my favorite things as well, is hearing some new shit that's like really cool. You know, like I just recently, like I know Gene Dawson isn't like the newest dude, but like I listened to his project Be Pixel Bath beforehand, and I thought it was like pretty, like I thought it was okay. But when I came back around to it like a minute ago, and I was like, wow, I really fuck with this way more than I gave it credit for when I first heard it.
Yeah, definitely. I saw it's weird because like I feel like now with like paying attention to like music, like he right, like he's may not be that small now, but he still is. Like I know if like you went up and asked like a average music listener, they might not know who he is, but
Yeah,
like
exactly.
he's gonna blow up this year, bro. Like he's gonna go crazy this year.
I can only imagine. I can only imagine, because the shit he put out was so, and I assume he's just going to get better. And I'm like, I don't need to get much better. It's just so, it's super creative. You know? I'm like, damn, like that's somebody. I'm like, they got something special.
Definitely, for sure. Speaking a little bit more to that, who are some of your favorite artists right now? Who are you listening to?
My favorite, like, so who I listen to daily, like pretty frequently, are Tyler the Creator, Toby Lou, who else? Heaven Abstract. I listen to Arizona Baby, like all the time. Like and probably yeah, and Gene Dawson right now. That's who like I go. Like usually I always listen to, I'm a big Toby Lou fan. Like I saw him in concert like 3 times before concerts closed. So I'm a big Toby Lou fan. To say the least. Like, he was my most streamed artist of 2020. Then Tyler Creator was following.
I just started using like Spotify towards like the latter half of this year, so mine was like so screwed. But
yeah, it was screwed. it was a true to what happened.
No. That's fire, bro. All right. Well, I got just one more wrap up question for you. And it's basically just you know, is there anything that we didn't touch on or that, you know, you want, like I always ask this, but you want, like, you know, new listeners, new people that listen to you, or maybe people that are just finding out about you to, you know about that we didn't touch on or you haven't spoke about. Is there anything you want to say?
Um, I'll just final thoughts probably just give it a shot. Like, give it a listen. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't like it, you don't like it. You don't have to listen, but like I encourage you to, because hey, like you might find something cool. But I definitely have a lot of new stuff coming in 2021, and like especially more high budget visuals. So like if you like the movie-esque stuff that like Kevin Abstract used to do, and like Tyler the Creator does as well, then you're gonna like some new shit that's gonna come down the line.
Fire, bro. Sick.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed the conversation.
No, I appreciate you having me, man.
Fire, bro. Hey, I'll talk to you soon. I'm really looking forward to that Haji song. So, you know, I'm gonna be all over that one when it comes out, bro.
Hell fucking yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Enjoy your class, bro. Have fun in your class.
Yeah, dude. I forgot. I like late added like a class, and I was like, oh shit, now I gotta push this back because I don't want to like be scrambling for time. But
No, like I totally understand, dude. I'm actually have to go pick up my girls. I bought girls like a week ago. So like around like 3, he told me to come through. So I was like, oh, like 3:30ish, he told me to come through. So I was like, oh, this makes it a little bit easier for that.
all right, cool, perfect. Glad it worked out.
No problem, man.
All right, man. You have a good one.
All right, you too, man. All right, peace.
Peace.
Chirp, 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 baby. Let them talk, let them talk, let them go.